Hey everyone, a very good morning to all and a very warm welcome to the attendees and audience here. My name is Keyur Punjani and I'm representing Telangana AI Mission. So we are here to know more about the Telangana AI Rising Grand Challenge, which is brought to you by Emerging Technologies Wing at Government of Telangana and JICA, which stands for Japan International Cooperation Agency. Telangana AI Mission is the implementation partner for this grand challenge. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all our esteemed partners who are helping us with this initiative in different capacities, which includes NASSCOM, Math, T-Hub, Telangana Innovation Cell, IIT Hyderabad, GUVI by HCL, Sanofi, Z Omega, Peak 15, NVIDIA, and Amazon Web Services. So, without taking much of the time, let me invite our first guest on stage, Ms. Rama Devi Lanka, to give the opening remarks. Rama Devi Lanka is the Director for Emerging Technology Wings. Over to you, Rama, ma'am.
Thank you, Kair. Really happy to see today. This happening today. While we have had almost, more than 10 challenges so far, but they were on individual use cases, a particular use case related to a forest department or a particular use case related to an agriculture department was shared with the startups. And of course, they actually shared fantastic solutions, developed the solutions, and we implemented them. But what differentiates this particular grand challenge is we have number one is we call it a Telangana AI Rising Grand Challenge, where we have about 6 use cases pertaining to 5 departments, which makes it very unique. It's kind of that's the reason we are very excited about this grand challenge and actually inviting all the startups out there to be a part of this unique grand challenge. And earlier also you shared data, pertaining to a particular use case, but this time it was raw data that we used to share with all the startups for developing the solutions. But this time the data is of high quality. The team, at our department validated the data sets and they actually enhanced the quality of the data sets, and we're sharing with the startups. So I'm really happy to know that most of you are really who are out there are keen on participating in this grand challenge. As these are real use cases that we're sharing with you, which solve critical challenges in the healthcare sector. We have 2 use cases that are really, really important, for the government department. The second one is on education. Then we have a use case for the MSME enterprises. That's one of the important sector for the government where we want to really accelerate the adoption of AI for MSMEs, medium and small enterprise organizations. And the other one is in the registration stamps department, which is a very, very critical use case for the citizens who actually register their plots, properties on at the registration department. So while this is one part of it that we're offering, use cases as part of this grand challenge or the Telangana AI Rising Grand Challenge, another set of services are going to follow later in the month of June when we actually announce the sandbox or the Telangana TGDEX, Telangana Government Data Exchange Platform, where the vision is to actually set up a statewide AI platform to drive innovation, positioning Telangana as a leader in AI-driven solutions. And this is to actually provide a conducive ecosystem within the state of Telangana for startups to come out with these solutions. So going forward in June, we are going to offer a comprehensive platform where you can actually, use the data sets, use the ID integrated development environment to actually test out or develop your models or validate your models. And thirdly, we are also going to offer you compute. So once a TGDEX becomes live, all those services will be available to you. In addition to this, the other services like, mentorship, and a lot of partners, they came forward to actually offer their services. You might have seen NVIDIA is offering, mentorship and other services. Then Peak 15 is one of our partners. So other services that will be made available to you are mentorship, then collaborative, interaction on the platform. Of course, as I said, compute will be available. So there are going to be exciting offerings as part of TGDEX going forward. So I wish all the best, for the startups who are actually participating in this grand challenge. And as we have done earlier, the best startup or the most suitable product will be implemented within these government departments that have actually announced this grand challenge. Again, we thank all our partners at T-AIM, Math, who are actually organizing this entire, um, uh, grand challenge. And JICA is one of our sponsors, the principal sponsor for this entire program. So we welcome you all once again for this grand challenge and looking forward to exciting solutions to be implemented in various government departments. Thank you.
Thank you, Rama ma'am, for sharing insights about the Grand Challenge and thanking all the partners. So with this, I would like to now invite our keynote speaker, Shri Bhavesh Mishra, IAS officer and Deputy Secretary at Information Technology, Electronics and Communication Department, Government of Telangana. So Bhavesh sir, over to you.
Thank you, Keyur, and I welcome all the startups who are joining us. See, last year in September 2024, we hosted a global AI conference. And as a part of the conference, we released a strategic document called AI Roadmap for Telangana. So in that, there are a couple of things that we are keenly working on in collaboration with the ET department, that is the emerging technology wing of ITE&C. One of the pillar being encouraging our startups. And before joining service, I was also working in a startup. So from the startup ecosystem in the AI, I think there are two main challenges. One, even if you have a very good, let's say, idea, and how do you basically get access to the data set? Because data is the fuel that basically drives any AI innovation. And the part B that, okay, even if you get access to data, how do I basically scale it up? And how do I basically train my model? Getting access to GPUs, getting access to right mentorship, because you might have an algorithm, which, let's say, with a good mentorship, you can basically fine tune it in a day. And if you have a bad strategy, it might take you 6 months also to train the same model. So in order to overcome these challenges, in order to basically promote the startup ecosystem, we have floated this AI Grand Challenge. And I'll specifically discuss about one use case in the field of education. So that is basically inspired from a tool called Quick Draw in Google. So if in Google search box, if you type Quick Draw, you will be taken to a website where you will be given a word. Let's say the word could be a book, the word could be a shoe, and you will need to basically then draw on your screen. And if you're able to draw it correctly, the app will say that, yes, we have drawn it correctly. And if you are not able to draw correctly, then it will basically tell you how the image has to be drawn. So interestingly, I had given this demo to Education Department 2 months ago. And among all the AI tools, which we basically demoed to the department, this was flagged as one of the most interesting and one of the most, having the highest potential. Now the question might come as, why are we floating this as a challenge then, when it is already there on the platform? So the limitation of this app is that it has only 345 or 350 images. And some of the images and some of the words are more suited for a Western audience rather than an Indian audience. So we thought that we can basically scale it up and have a list of, let's say, 2000 odd images. And it can be a very valuable tool. Now, among all the use cases, what we have found is that health and education, these are the two main sectors in which AI will drive the maximum innovation. So I encourage all the startups to basically come and solve these problem statements. If you have any doubts, I think we'll be more than happy to address them. And it's kind of a hackathon. So just to put my last comment would be that even Twitter that we use today was basically born out of such a hackathon. So the founders of Twitter, they basically participated in a challenge and they did not know that they are going to basically create Twitter out of it. So that is the potential that these hackathons and grand challenges have. And ultimately, we want to basically see some of these startups who are going to win or even solve these interesting problems to basically go and become the next set of unicorns in the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavesh sir, for sharing the insights about the grand challenge and specific use case which was pertinent to education. So, to all the attendees, I would like to suggest to post your questions if you have any regarding the challenge into the comment section, and we will be sharing more info about the challenge. So, please listen to it and then post your questions. And you can also find all the information on our website specific to this grand challenges, which is ai4tg.in. 4 is a numerical here. So I'll repeat once again, ai4tg.in. So with this, we will now proceed towards more details about the grand challenge, and to give the overview about the whole challenge and the timelines and all, I would now like to request Mr. Praveen Mokapati, who is the lead for Telangana AI Mission, to talk and give the overview about the grand challenge. Over to you, Praveen.
Right. Thank you. Thanks, Keyur. Thanks for bringing me here. And Bhavesh ji, Rama ji, appreciate your thoughts and comments on the Telangana AI Rising Challenge. It's been a great journey for Telangana in some ways. And I think this is a very nice way to announce, so many challenges on one platform. And then this is a challenge, an opportunity of sorts for startups in general, startups that are either having an MVP that can solve the problem in its current form, or it could be a development that you will undertake as a part of this challenge. And like Bhaveshji mentioned, it is like a hackathon, but hackathon typically is, let's say, 24 hours or 48 hours or something such. Here you have at least 2 to 3 weeks that you'll be given in order for you to build a POC. So it's a slightly longish period in some ways. So in case you feel that you have capabilities that can help you develop a solution for the state government, that could also be an eligibility for you. It needn't always be startups that are having a ready product that can address this problem. Although the ones that start with a product in the first place stand at a better advantage, but then who's to say that start a product that you will develop altogether from the scratch cannot in some ways meet the objectives. It possibly can, and hence in many ways the eligibility is for all such startups to come and apply and be a part of this this journey and see if your solution can address this particular opportunity. Or the problem statement that the state government is trying to solve. Now, it is expected that the startup is less than 10 years old, and that is what is a true definition of a startup. So we want you to be mindful of that. If you are DPIIT registered, I think it sort of helps in some ways, because obviously recognized startups are the ones that the state is obviously going to be more inclined to work towards. Not that it won't be willing to work with other startups, but I think it just helps to have the DPIIT certification. Now, Ramaji in many ways also talked about why you should apply and what are the benefits that you will have as a part of this Telangana AI Rising Grand Challenge. So there are a lot of different partners that my colleague Keyur also has acknowledged. All of them bring a wealth of expertise. And to Bhavesh ji's point, there's a lot of mentorship, there's a lot of subject matter expertise that will be brought forth from the industry. It will also be brought forth from the various departments that are sponsoring these different problem statements. So there's a lot of value add that you will get to see either in terms of your go-to market or in terms of technology expertise or broadly enablement support that will help you build solutions of this kind. So from that point of view, I think it makes it a great opportunity for you to apply. The timelines are there on the website that my colleague Keyur has already highlighted. The upcoming deadline for you to submit your approach notes will be the end of the month. Now, what are these approach notes? What is it really, if you were to ask? Now, an approach note is typically your intent to solve the problem. What is the method that you will take up in order to solve that particular problem? It could involve aspects such as your understanding of what that problem is, your hypothesis in terms of what that solution could look like, what sort of data sets that you will consider, how you intend to integrate all those different data sets that are being provided to you or those that are available in the public domain? How do you intend to construct the solution architecture? And more importantly, about yourself as a team, and what do you bring to the table? I think some of those things would be certainly valuable. And there is no certain format in terms of how you can build this approach note, but as brief as possible, but then to the point is really what is expected when it comes to your approach note. Once the approach note is submitted, then there will be a screening process. There are a lot of different contributors from the industry who are volunteering with the Telangana AI Rising Grand Challenge as evaluators. This is a completely neutral process, a completely transparent process in terms of who's going to be evaluating. Every approach note will be evaluated at least by 2 evaluators, so that there's a weighted average score that will be considered. These are experts in their own right from the industry, having fair bit of experience in looking at technology solutions, and those will be the ones evaluating all the approach notes that we will be receiving. After the approach notes are evaluated, the next logical step, which will be in the mid of the month of May, is when you will be provided access to a data set specifically for use cases where data sets will be provided. And prior to the data sets being provided to you, an NDA will be signed between you and the government. And once the data set is provided, in some ways, the clock starts ticking with respect to the POC that is expected of you. The proof of concept is really what will need to be developed over a 2 to 3 week kind of a timeline, and that is pretty much valuable for you as a timeline in some ways to build these solutions. Now, during this phase, we also will do a lot of open houses, factors related to the domain. We'll have officials from the Telangana government departments which are sponsoring these different problem statements to share their perspective. In addition to the Ask Me Anything session, of course, but then there's also some more detailing that will happen in the open houses. We will have technology partners, bringing some ideas and strategies in terms of how you can solve problems of such kind, and then anything else, which is going to be largely benefiting, maybe even in the context of data. We may have a session or so, and these will be held during those 2 to 3 weeks of sorts, for you to build the POC. And then after that, the POCs will be evaluated. Again, we'll have, jury from the outside looking at your solutions, and, these POCs will be evaluated and then filtered down again to maybe 3 or 5 semi-finalists, if I were to call them that, or finalists, who will then eventually find the opportunity to pitch to a grand jury. And this is a process that we expect towards the end of June. And we will make those announcements in due course. But then that will be the ultimatum in some ways, wherein you will have a chance to present your best shot in terms of the solution that you have developed, the kind of value that it adds to the particular department, and essentially stake your claim as the suitable candidate that will eventually get to work on a pilot project, a paid pilot with the state government. That is really the journey that you can think through, and you're going to get a lot of support, like I mentioned. Anyways, there's an email address that my colleague Keyur will also share, which is all available at all times. You can reach out to us on email, write into us with your questions. You can use this platform, as you're hearing to this discussion, share your questions, and we'll try to respond to you live as we are, going through this event. Yeah, so I think that's broadly it, what I wanted to share. I'm really thrilled that this is happening and it has come to fruition. And we look forward to working with all the many startups that will be applying for this challenge. With that, back to you, Keyur.
Thank you, Praveen, for laying out the whole roadmap towards of this challenge to the attendees here. Thanks for all the info. So with this, we will move on to the State Department officials who will share more info about the specific use cases that we are addressing in this grand challenge. So the first use case, educational one, was addressed by Shri Bhavesh Mishra, a few minutes back. Other than that, we have 5 use cases, 2 into healthcare, 1 into MSME, 1 into TSRTC Transport Department, and 1 from Registration and Stamps Department. So We will begin with the healthcare use cases, and I would now like to invite Shri M.A. Masood Khan, who is Assistant Director, Department of HM and FW, which stands for Healthcare, Health, Medical, and Family Welfare. Shri Masood, sir, over to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. I welcome all the participants here, and also I welcome all the startups who are participating in this grand challenge. So, as all of you know, that our Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana has launched the state's AI strategy and implementation roadmap in Global AI Summit in September 2024. And for startups, access to data is an important thing for kickstarting the innovations. So, as part of this, our state of Telangana is in the process of developing Telangana Data Exchange (TGDX) platform, which is envisioned to enable the provision of access to data to fuel AI innovation. So, as part of this initiative, Health Department has taken necessary steps in association with the ITE&C Department to provide healthcare data to this TGDX platform. And out of these 6 use cases proposed in this Telangana AI Grand Challenge, 2 belong to Health Department. That is AI-powered medical image diagnostics and AI-powered high-risk pregnancy prediction and intervention. So from our Health Department, I will not take much of the time. So from our Health Department, we have with us now Dr. Rajesh sir. He is especially a Joint Director of Tuberculosis, who will be giving a brief about the problem statement regarding the first use case. And we also have with us Dr. Sumitra Nair. She is State PO, and she will be giving us some insight into the use case AI-powered high-risk pregnancy prediction and intervention. So now I take this opportunity. I will close this with due thanks to our Special Chief Secretary ITE&C Ranjan sir, our Secretary Health Christina ma'am, our Deputy Secretary Bhavesh sir, and Director Emerging Technologies Shri Rama Devi madam, and also the organizers of this program. I really thank them. And I wish best of luck for all the startups who are participating, and I hope you will come up with a very good AI-based solutions for these 2 use cases. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Masood sir. Thank you so much for your notes on the use cases. So we will also be joining by Dr. Sumitra and Dr. Rajesham from the healthcare use cases perspective. So I'd like to invite Dr. Sumitra to share a few words on high-risk pregnancy use case. Dr. Sumitra?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So good afternoon to all the officers and the startups who are conducting the meeting today upon the innovations of the AI in the data technology. So as a part of this in our portal already, the help was there by having our high-risk pregnancies, where we have almost around 25 different categories of the high risk, so which are there in the portal. But for the further help up, we would require that the AI supported identification, wherein the diagnosis as such, when the question based comes, the answers to our ASHAs or to the ANMs or to our medical officers. So it should be in an alarm based, and maybe the further prognosis wherein each and every facility will speak to each other through the AI based platform will be helpful in not only the early identification of these high risk pregnancies, but also their follow up, so that we can decrease the maternal mortality, which is one of the best indicator for us. So maybe with the involvement with your involvement with AI, maybe we will be able to do that. We are able to identify the high risk pregnancy more aptly. Yes, we are doing it, but with AI, we will be more clear and more apt answering to each and every level, not only from the supplier side, but also from the demand side, wherein the patient also has to understand what her condition is, and an alarm signal goes so that timely the checkups will be taken care, so that the morbidity and the mortality can be reduced. So I think the AI will help us in all these. And in addition to that, the telegynec and the teleobstetric consultations will also add up to our AI to decrease the maternal morbidity and in the apt identification of these high-risk pregnancies. So not only that these 25 things we have developed, the high-risk pregnancies, but also some more high-risk pregnancies also can be added up. And finally, the AI can give the answers for all these based upon the history taking and based upon the clinical findings. Only we can find out the high-risk pregnancy of the low risk or the high risk and aptly the treatment because the number of the visits will be increased or decreased based upon the high risk the high risk or the moderate or the low high risk. So maybe the AI will help us to go forward in all these in the future. So thank you, our side.
Thank you, Dr. Sumitra, for sharing, insights into the high-risk pregnancy use case. I would now like to invite Dr. Rajesham to, talk about the medical imaging diagnostics use case. Over to you, Dr. Rajesham.
Thank you, Kairji. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, sir. I'm Dr. Rajesham, Joint Doctor TB. So, chest X-ray is a very good screening tool for diagnosis of TB. So, it is a very much sensitive tool to identify the TB. It helps in early detection, especially in vulnerable population and subclinical patients. Usually, we diagnose the TB through sputum test, but chest X-ray will help us in screening the vulnerable population, especially, and it really helps to diagnose the TB patients early, so that we can cut the contamination transmission to others by diagnosing early. So definitely we have chest X-ray facilities all over Telangana, but we have few conventional chest X-rays where it takes much time. So after taking X-ray, it has to be read by a doctor and he has to give his diagnosis, his observation. Then only he will be taken for sputum examination. So it is taking much more time. So definitely if we involve AI, it definitely helps and decreases the time of diagnosis. See, I will tell you here one statistics. So if the same X-ray is given to two doctors, two pulmonologists, and one will read as abnormality, one will read as normal. So there is a 40% variation is there. And this is called intervariation among two doctors. If the same X-ray is read by same doctor, after 3 months, he will read the same X-ray as normal after 3 months. This is called intravariation. It is around 10%. So if we introduce AI in reading the chest X abnormalities, definitely these all gaps will be ruled out and time will be saved so much. So recently during 100 Days campaign in 9 districts in Telangana, we have used handheld X-rays where we can take this handheld X-ray to the interior and remote areas and we can take the X-ray of vulnerable population and the risk population in the community itself. And we used the existing AI tools like QXR, Deep Tech, etc. And with this, we could take 77,000 X-rays over a period of 100 days in 6 districts. And out of that, we could get 20%, almost 15,000 presumptives, that means suspects of TB. So instead of going for all the 77,000 subjecting for sputum examination, we could do only 15,000 patients, suspects. We could do NAT test, that is molecular test, sputum examination. With that, we could diagnose 600 patients within no time. So it saved time and there is early diagnosis and economy also. See, instead of testing all 77,000, we could test only 15,000 and got 600 cases in no time. So in this way, the AI helps abundantly for diagnosing TB. It helps in early diagnosis and it is more sensitive also. Thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you, Dr. Rajesham, for sharing words about this specific use case. Now I would like to move on to another use case, which is into MSME space. So I would like to invite Shri K. Madhukar Babu, who is Joint Director at MSME and Department of Industries and Commerce, to talk about the MSME chatbot use case. Over to you, Madhukar, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Kindly bear with me. I'm in airport, so there'll be slight disturbance. But nonetheless, so I'm sure Anusha will capture the queries which are raised by startups. Uh, I'm sure I'll be able to reach out to them and give the clarification as and when required. Having said that, MSME is a very, very vast subject. And then this is something which we have not delved into in detail so far. To give you the context, today nobody is able to tell you as to how many MSMEs actually exist in Telangana. There is a wide estimate that there are 26 lakh MSMEs in Telangana, which is an outcome of NSSO survey, which is a sample survey base. It's an estimate, but we never know. We do not know for sure till date as to how many MSMEs exist in Telangana. So, for us to prepare a policy for MSMEs based on the data is a big task, or rather, something next to impossible. So, we have to depend on estimates. So, but there are ways of actually figuring that out, reaching out to the various sources of registration. There are about 17 agencies which do the registration of MSMEs in Telangana. Now, reaching out to these 17 agencies, getting the data, and then running a small algorithm which deduplicates and separates out these individual entities will be a very, very fantastic real-time case. Okay, use case for MSMEs. Okay, this is one particular example. The second one is there are a wide varieties of schemes which are available to MSMEs that are being offered either by state government or central government. Large number of them. And the issue with the government of India is generally they are sanctioned to people on first come first serve basis. So generally, people or entrepreneurs from Telangana have been found to be, laggards in this case. So most of the cases, most of the schemes that are sponsored, that are offered by Government of India, are taken up by states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and to some extent Uttar Pradesh and Kerala, Andhra Pradesh to an extent. Other states are also there, but when we see Telangana, there is not much of an offtake. The simple reason is those schemes are announced periodically, and there is no periodicity in that there is no periodicity there. Like for example, tomorrow they feel like offering a scheme for international cooperation. It basically is a scheme where MSMEs get to participate in international exhibitions, and the cost is borne by the Ministry of MSME. But that window is open tomorrow, and by the time we at Telangana get to know it, the window is closed. So is the other scheme. A much popular scheme is introduced, and then Tamil Nadu and Karnataka have applied for all those targets, and then they have taken the target, and by the time we get to know it, it's gone. It is this kind of scenario that we are looking at. And the good thing about Government of India schemes is much of the funding, 70 to 80% of the funding, is uh, incentivized, or it is given as a grant, which is a very good thing for an MSME. But identifying timely and then applying as per eligibility in a fashion that it doesn't get rejected will be the essence of any application that we develop. Once we do that, we will be the early birds. Then the third one is there is lack of awareness among MSMEs on various opportunities that are available, like marketing interventions that can be that they can access, and then raw material sourcing, and then access to finance are some of the things which MSMEs require in a big way on a periodic basis and in some cases on continuous basis. Now, if we can build a AI model which runs on the information, takes in the historical information, and predicts as to when an intervention needs to be done. I'll give you an example. If in banking parlance, there is something called NPA, non-performing asset. So it doesn't become a non-performing asset overnight. Any payment that is due for more than 90 days is termed as non-performing asset. Before that, it is announced as SMA1, then SMA2, and after that, it is declared as a non-performing asset. Once it is declared as a non-performing asset, there is no looking back. Legal remedies have to be taken to either liquidate that unit, or the unit holder has to figure out ways of pulling money from other sources and then investing into this enterprise. Now, if we have an early warning system where we identify this SMA1, SMA2, and then offer them with solution. Again, the solution is not something absolutely new and out of the blue. It is already available. We have an organization called TIHCL, Telangana Industrial Health Clinic. Their job is this: to identify sick units and propose interventions in a fashion that they come out of the sickness. So this timely matchmaking is something which can be a very, very useful case. And like this, if you go on into details, there are so many number of cases, so many number of use cases, which help us in predicting the interventions at right time, so that MSMEs do not become sick or do not get shut down. So this broadly is three categories where AI intervention can take place. And fourth one is, it's a predominantly big one where uh, we identify MSMEs on a real-time basis, the birth and death of MSMEs. Now I'll explain this. Birth of MSMEs, it gets registered somewhere. Okay, we get to know it immediately that this is the MSME that has come into the picture, and probably they would be requiring it. So we send them a hello signal saying that we are there for you for any kind of assistance. We means not just industries department, a whole range of other departments which interact with these industries and need support on a continuous basis. That is birth of a industry. And then death of an industry is, as I was saying, once it becomes NPA, and then it is processed through a process called SURFACE Act, and then that's when it gets liquidated. All this can be monitored online. For example, if electricity bills do not get paid, electricity gets disconnected, GST filings, it stops its GST filings. These are the parameters, like, you can have a combination of parameters to understand its depth. And then you can also have a understanding of how it is, coming into existence. This all can be purely data driven. And then at various stages of its growth cycle, what are the interventions that can happen? And then finally, analysis of this entire data should help us drive or help us in formulating a better policy in the subsequent years. For example, the kind of incentive we are offering at 20% example. But the data that we receive and we analyze says that if 20% can be enhanced to 30%, the performance would improve, and the incidence of industries becoming sick might come down. So that will give us an input as to what should be the incentive. Okay, at what time an intervention should take place, so on and so forth, can all happen with the data that we have access to as of now, but not as a single point of contact. We get from different sources. Now, these are some of the things where AI companies or startups into AI can work, and these will actually have lot of takers. Like unlike other places, other cases, the applications that are developed can definitely be used by, even if government doesn't have a budget and do not want it, there will be private players who would be wanting to adopt this. So I think this should give an input as to how to go forward. I'll be happy to take queries on this.
Thank you, Madhukar Babu sir, for the detailed insights on multiple problems and use cases which can be addressed in the MSME department. So for this challenge, we are having one specific use case which is related to the chatbot, and we will be definitely will try to address the other problems for in the future grand challenge perspective. So, but still, thank you, Madhukar sir, for the great insights on how the MSME is keen on adapting the new solutions as pertinent to AI and all. So with this, we will move on to the next segment where we will have the use case from the Registration and Stamps Department. So I would like to invite Shri M. Subhashini, who is a Deputy Inspector General at Registrations and Stamp Department. Over to you. I think there's some, the network issues. So we will move on to the another use case by Transport Department, where I would like to invite Shri Venkat Reddy, Senior Manager IT from TGSRTC. Venkat Reddy, sir, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kayur. Thank you for this wonderful session. We have this use case. Our goal is to develop an AI-driven route optimization solution for the demand forecast. So, Telangana RTC operates around 10,000 buses daily. So it's around, 11 to 12,000 services per day. And we transport 40 to 50 lakh passengers per day. So it was earlier, it is 30 lakh passengers per day. And, everybody knows that, after introduction of this Mahalakshmi scheme, we are now transporting an average of 40 lakh people per day. So we need this, AI intervention in our operations, to have a better operational this thing. So for this, we have identified two routes for the POC. One route is from Warangal to Uppal, where we run around 234 buses. And one more route is from Secunderabad to Mehedipatnam. It is a city route, and we operate around 55 buses in that route. So now we have the key objectives. Here we have listed down also. So our main objectives would be maximize revenue, and maximize seat occupancy, because of course some of our products they operate at very high occupancy ratio. We do have some of the products. So when I say a product, it is a AC bus, non-AC bus, super luxury, sleeper berth. So we have different types of product. We operate more than 15 to 16 products in Telangana RTC. So we want a better occupancy ratio in some of the products, and the accurate demand handling. So we have a lot of historical data with us, so our travel patterns are, almost similar when it comes to a week. So people travel on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday would be very peak. And, they don't travel on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the midweek. And, we have a lot of fluctuations where it is Amavasya, Ashtami, and we see a good demand during the days of, Ekadashi, Dashi, and Dashami. It is, so with the advent of this AI, so we can, I hope we can factor all these points, and, we can have a very good system to accurately forecast our demand. And we have some operational constraints also, because, being a public transport corporation, so we need to run some minimum trips in some of the routes, even though they are fetching very less revenue. But as a social obligation, we used to run some of the buses to the students for some other communities. So that constraint always we have. Anyway, during the POC, we will explain all these things very clearly to the participating company, the startup. So we have listed down the scope of the work also. So it is purely demand forecasting and optimization and scheduling. It is better, we can have the next 1 week travel buses operational plan. So now today on Monday, so by Sunday evening I should get a plan. It's a rolling window basically. So how many buses I can operate on Monday, how many to operate on Tuesday, Wednesday, and it is not only the day, but during the hour also. So in Hyderabad, so from 8 o'clock to 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. it is very peak. So whatever may be the route, every bus is full from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And the same thing from 4:30 to 5 p.m. to 7:30 to 8 p.m. Again, it is a very peak, the down operations. So we need hour-wise forecasting also. And during the hour-wise forecasting also, we have some restrictions, because, TGSRTC is spread across 97 depots across the state. So the buses in the depot are fixed. So, we cannot change those buses from one depot to another depot very dynamically, because we have a lot of constraints, the maintenance activity and the staff and crew positioning. So these are all the my scope of work. And so we need some insights to be generated. So the insights also we have clearly identified, because, we don't want to waste any time once the startup comes to Telangana RTC, and we are ready with the data and with the insights and everything. So we will give them the insights also. And like I discussed the constraints and considerations, we have some hard constraints and some of the soft constraints. So that also we will explain in the meantime. And one more thing, so we have Mahalakshmi riders, the free travelers, the lady passengers, the Mahalakshmi scheme we call. So now we need to have a cap on the buses occupancy also, because, we cannot go on and on to put so many passengers in a bus. So we need to have that lower limit and upper limit also, especially upper limit in these days and the days to come. So once the POC is, we will get a insightful performance or insightful insights, the best insights from the POC. So the next we want to be scalable. What is the plan of scalability? So whether the given model it is accurate to scale up to these 10,000 buses, because, we are for the POC we are giving 234 and 55, somewhere around 300 buses. So it is 3% of my entire fleet. So what is the scalability and what is the accuracy of the insights? And so how easy to use the insights or the data from the model. So these are all the things we want to know. So we are ready. We are eagerly waiting also to the startup to come to Telangana RTC, because, we are ready to partner with, and it will be a great POC anyway. I'm very sure that it will be going to a very good solution to be given to public transportation corporations like Telangana RTC. Yeah, that's from my side, Mr. Kayur.
Thank you, Shri Venkat Reddy, for the insights on the TSRTC, use case. And I'm really happy to see the warmness and, the excitement that you have for the startups to, help you solve these challenges. So thank you once again. So with this, we would have a last use case, with us here, which is from Registrations and Stamps Department. So I'd like to invite Shri M. Subhashini, who is a Deputy Inspector General from Registrations and Stamps Department. Over to you. Shri Subhashini ma'am, can you hear me? Unfortunately, there's some issues at the back end, so she is not able to, communicate clearly with this. So what we'll do is we'll go on to the other segment where we have startup founders here who won the previous challenges, from Forest Challenge and Mobility Challenge, and we'll try to see, if Subhashini ma'am can join us later. So moving on to the startup founders, we have Akash Gupta, founder of Think Evolve Consultancy, who won the Forest Grand Challenge. So Akash, the platform is all yours. Maybe you can share your experiences with the previous challenge. Over to you, Akash.
Hey, hi. Thank you, Kishore, for this. Thanks, Rama ma'am and Puneet also. I am Akash Gupta from Think Evolve Labs. We won the Forest Grand Challenge in 2022. And it was, I think, we did it with a lot of cooperation from 50 other larger companies which were involved. So personally, I think that for me, it was a achievement and as well as a very good amount of education, kind of a growth, a growth source of growth for me. But I think the differentiator for us was that before we submitted our solution, we also went out and means we reached out to more than 50 people who were involved in forest conservation. This was not only in India, but across the world. So that gave us some kind of a heads up on the providing a solution to the users, and that differentiated us. So I suggest, like, maybe for all the other startups who are taking part in this challenge, that would be a kind of a change for them to go out, understand that problem statement before suggesting a solution or creating the approach paper. And yeah, we won the ET Digitech Award also for digitization in government projects, and that was a high point for me the next year. And we are still working with a lot of forest department officials, and it has been a proud moment for us. Yeah, thanks, Kishore.
Thank you, Akash. So we also have another founder who won Mobility Challenge in last year. So Nikhil Maroli, who's co-founder of Road Metrics, won the Mobility Challenge. So Nikhil, over to you.
Sure. Hi, Kayur. Thanks for inviting me over, and thanks Praveen as well for inviting me over. So my name is Nikhil. I'm one of the co-founders at Road Metrics. So we provide a solution which is a road condition assessment software for local government. So typically, road maintenance teams use our software, which is a smartphone-based application, to capture video footage of the road network, and then we provide we use AI to predict all of the defects and provide a road condition score. So I guess this challenge goes back to, so we started the company in 2020, 2019, 2020, around then. We initially started with a few ideas, like having a kind of a road condition mapping application, and working with a mapping provider, and also trying to work with automotive companies. But then we eventually worked with Praveen through the RevUp AI program for as part of the AI initiative, and we kind of dialed down towards working with local government. And at the moment, we work with councils in India, in the UK, and just recently in Australia as well. So the challenge was quite interesting for us, because this is something which we do on a day-to-day basis with our operations. So basically, what we do is we had this challenge where this is a mobility challenge of predicting potholes on using a video footage. So the challenge was, I think we were given a data set of about 100 kilometers. We went through few ideas on using the best AI models to predict these defects. Predict the defect, and then we built a custom solution, which was then shortlisted to the final round. We were kind of able to get this award. Since getting this award, it has kind of helped us tremendously. We did the POC with the Hyderabad Greater Hyderabad Corporation. We did the POC, and then since that we expanded to the UK. So that helped us in expanding our portfolio from just potholes to various other defects. We work with many councils like Westminster in the UK and BCP council, quite a few councils there, and also in India with Tata Steel, the city of Jamshedpur, Bangalore, and Mumbai as well. So it's been really helpful for us. We got the award, and then since then it gave us a little bit of visibility and traction in the market. So very thankful for that, and it's a very exciting project and very innovative. So that's that. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikhil, for your kind words and your experience related to the previous challenges. Thank you, Akash. So with this, we are at the end of the webinar. And before we end, I would like to share a few information that we'll be conducting AMA sessions for applicants to answer and address the technical queries in the following week. So please check out our social media handles to know more about the registration time and date regarding those use case specific AMA sessions. So you can also post your comments here, and our team will try to address it live. If not, we'll do it later point of time. And you can also share your queries to us on the email ID, which is ei4tg@nasscom.in. You can also find that email ID on our website, ei4tg.in. So regarding to the sixth use case on registrations and stamps department, Shri Subhashini ma'am is not able to talk to us due to some technical issues, but we would still appreciate her presence during the informational webinar that we have, and we will be addressing the queries regarding to that use case again at the AMA session, which we'll be hosting next week. So with this, I would like to thank all the stakeholders that joined us today for this call, especially the government department officials, Shri M.A. Masood Khan sir, Dr. Sumitra, Dr. Rajesham, Shri Madhukar Babu, Shri Subhashini ma'am, Shri Venkat Reddy, even founders Akash and Nikhil, and special thanks to the ET wing and team to help us organize this webinar. Ms. Rama Devi ma'am, also Shri Bhavesh Mishra sir, who is like a visionary and helping us with this initiative of the Telangana government. With this, we would end this session, and we would address your queries via chat, email, and AMA sessions, which will be coming up. So thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining this call.